good, planty, please? Wow. We'll try to say that right the second time. What's good, planty peeps? My name is Lily, and welcome to Peace Lily Plants. So have you guys ever noticed that with pretty much any subject, not just plants, stuff that's more negative tends to get more attention, like the makeup brands I hate, or the plants I hate, or whatever. I thought it'd be fun if today we did a video that was like the plants that I'm tired of dealing with. But really, this video is like a low-key cry for help. Please help me figure out how to deal with these plants that I'm struggling with right now. To be honest, it's mostly gonna be Hoyas. I don't know why I have such a tough time with Hoyas, but I know that I have several Hoya heads who watch my videos, so feel free to help your girl out. So we're about to dive right into it, but before we do, consider liking this video. I know you haven't watched it, but you're probably gonna like it. And subscribe to my channel also. Well, you already know, because I just said this video is going to be mostly about Hoya. So let's just go ahead and look at a few Hoya. This is my Hoya Curtisii, and everyone says that if you block your face, it'll focus on the plant. So we'll see in editing if that helped. But anyway, you see that it's not looking its best. A lot of the leaves are yellowing and shriveling up. I'll tell you what is the biggest commonality between all my struggling Hoya is that they get too dry, and then I water them, and then they don't bounce back, and they keep being dry, and then I don't know what to do after that point. This is what we're working with. It's not like a totally foregone situation. It's just declining slowly but surely. Not sure what to do about that. I'll go ahead and let you all know if you are trying to think of how you can help me and what advice you could give me. For one thing, I keep most of my Hoya pretty close to the window. Back there is southern facing, and I have one here and then in my bedroom, and so I keep them all about 1 to 5 feet from the window, because it seems like the Hoya I have that actually do okay are right in the window. So I give them a lot of light. Some of them are in clay and terracotta pots, but I have several that are in these cardboard pots. So not really a porous material for a lot of them anyway. With most of them, the soil that they're in is a mixture of normal soil and succulent soil. So it's not like it doesn't have any drainage, but I don't know, do you guys think I should be buying perlite or buying some other kind of substance and mixing it in? Would that help them do better? But I'm willing to take any and all words of wisdom you might have for me. I'm kind of tired of dealing with this Curtisii. I tried to give it to Joey a while ago and he didn't seem to want it. I might just post it on Facebook and be done with it. I say that, but then again, I haven't sold a plant on Facebook yet, because I'll be real with you, I'm just intimidated by the thought of doing something I've never done before. Alright, another dry Hoya that I cannot seem to get to bounce back. So I just sit here and watch it decline. This is my Wayetii. Same scenario. It's not totally far gone, but it's certainly not doing great either. And just like with the Curtisii, several shriveled up leaves. Again, help me out here, y'all. The only difference in this one and the Curtisii, as far as care, they're in the same soil, they get about the same amount of light. This one's in a clay pot. They're both doing terribly. And I'm more sad about this one, to be honest, because not that I don't think the Curtisii is cute and all that, It reminds me of a string of hearts, and I like that vibe. But with this one, it has such interesting variegation. I was really hoping that having it right in a window, it would sun stress and make a lot of beautiful, almost tie-dye-esque variegation. And maybe we can still get to that point if we can figure out how to make this guy be happy again. Alright, this video really and truly is going to be a bunch of Hoyas. So we'll try to break it up now and then with something different. Here is my braided snake plant. And on the one hand, it's got babies in the pot. You would think that means it's thriving, it's doing well. But perhaps you can see when I really hold it close here, how dry it is. I'm looking at it on the screen to see if it looks as dry to you as it does to me in real life. But it is like not a drop of moisture in there. As with the Hoyas, as with basically all of the plants that I'm going to show you today, it's the kind of situation where it looks really dry and then I water it and then it does nothing. And with a lot of these plants, I've even gone so far as to put them in the shower and really soak them in the hopes that that will finally be what helps them bounce back. I did that with this plant, and it still looks exactly the same as it did before. The only thing that I know to do in these scenarios is to take it out of the pot and put it in water. And right now I want to show you a plant that I did that with. So if you've been a plant parent for any length of time, you probably know string of pearls is a tough one. I've given string of pearls a go multiple times and have not really succeeded for more than like a month or two. I did have one that was hanging out on my desk for a while, but truthfully I was just watching it decline slowly, and just kind of accepting that it was probably gonna go sometime soon. It started to look so dry. As with all these other plants, like so dry that it wasn't gonna bounce back. I would water it, and sure enough, the pearls would continue to be so shriveled. And the other day, I thought to myself, golly, I cannot get my bangs out of my eyes today. The other day, I thought to myself, okay, screw it. I'm just gonna unpot this plant and throw it away because it obviously hates being alive. And lo and behold, when I unpotted it, all the roots were still white. You know, the other day in a video I was talking about how some people will try to save anything and everything, no matter what, and then other people are really quick to throw a plant away if it's struggling and giving them a really hard time and stuff. I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I am more willing to give up on a plant. I'm not just gonna keep giving my energy to something that will give me nothing in return. But it's really hard for me to get myself to throw away something that I know is alive, because it feels like wrong. I'm murdering the poor plant baby. When I unpotted these pearls, I noticed that all the roots were still white, and I was like, God, I can't bring myself to throw it away. But also, it's not gonna get any better in the pot, apparently, because I keep watering it, and it keeps not doing anything. I just filled up this cup with water and stuck all of the pearls inside. I'm trying to show you, but I don't want to just like straight up dump it all over the ground. I know it's really hard to see, but the pearls are actually more round than they were. So I guess sticking things in water is a good last resort option. I guess that's what I'm gonna do with the snake plant, but the Hoyas are too big for that, so not sure what to do. I guess I'm just gonna let these hang out in here for a while, and then I have no earthly idea what to do with them after that. Should I try to repot them? Should I put them in moss? Should I just leave them in here forever? Help me out, people. Time to look at more sad Hoya. So this is a chunk of Hoya Burtonii that I bought on Etsy, and it's honestly looked like this almost from the get-go. Like, it came to me looking good, and then I put it in this pot, and then it just immediately looked like this. And it's looked like this for a few months. So I cut off part of it and put it in moss like a month ago. So I guess I'll check on that at some point and see how did that experiment go. And this part I just left in the pot. Once again, it got dry and I water it and it doesn't bounce back. Also, I'm really mad about the fact that I paid $35 for a chunk of Hoya Burtonii, and you can go to Lowe's, not around here, but apparently in other places, and get a huge basket of it for like 20 bucks. What a ripoff. SMH. This is my Hoya Crimson Queen. And, I guess it could look a lot worse. It's not as bad as the Hoyia and the Curtisii, but it's still not great either. It hasn't done a darn thing since I bought it, which was like 6 months or a year ago. And on the one hand, I know, or I've heard some people say that Hoya take a long time to acclimate and start growing, so maybe I'm just being impatient, but there are multiple YouTubers like Jacqueline Jungle's boyfriend, David, and I think Wild Fern, and I think Sarah from Peanuts Plants. Multiple YouTubers have these big, beautiful Crimson Queens that just grow prolifically and look amazing. And it makes me kind of sad about my specimen, how meh it is for me. And I mean, it's probably not even about the plants, it's just like a random thing. But for me, my Crimson Princess specimen has turned out to be so much more satisfying than this Crimson Queen. And once again, again, not as bad as with the Hoyia and the Curtisii, but still with this one, it seems to also have that issue of like, it gets dried out and then I water it and then I feel the leaves and they're still really flimsy. So, what the heck? I'm not struggling with this Hoya per se, it's a Hoya Matilde. But it just, it's just weird to me that it will not do anything ever. I know that I've seen in videos where Nick Alexander and Wild Fern have both talked about how Hoya Matilde grows prolifically and is such an easy plant and all this stuff. And I think that with Nick's specimen, he started out with 2 or 3 leaves and he has like 50 now. What is y'all's secret? Because, granted, it's not dead, so that is an accomplishment. And it's not dry AF, which is an accomplishment for me personally, apparently, when it comes to Hoya. But, I just don't understand why it hasn't done anything when other people have such good luck with Hoya Matilde. So let me know on that. I mean, hopefully it is just one of those things, as I've heard before, Hoya take a while to acclimate. Hopefully it'll just randomly start growing eventually, but yeah, I've not had the great experience that a few other people have had. Last one for today is this CALATHEA orbifolia. You know, with the light on it, I feel like it looks better on the screen than in real life, but yeah, definitely in real life, all of these brown splotches are very, taking away from the aesthetic of the plant. I don't know, it almost rings to me as if it has a pest or something, but, you know, I examined the plant really closely, and I could never see anything moving or jumping around. Sometimes I'll see a little white fly. I don't know if that's the official name, flying around in the pot. I'm just throwing that out there in case if someone will say, oh, that's probably XYZ. I really like this plant. It's really cute. It kind of reminds me of a watermelon peperomia in a way. And fortunately, this is a very common cheap plant. So if this one is just deciding that it's gonna kick the bucket, I'll just go buy another one. Screw it. Hope you enjoyed our quick little video for today. The plants that I'm tired of dealing with, the plants that I'm struggling with, the plants that I need help with. Tell me in the comment section what plants are you struggling with, or maybe even what plants have you struggled with that you just kind of have given up on, because Joey, he said that he's given up on string of pearls altogether. And I'm not too far from that point, to be honest. Thank you for watching. As I said earlier, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and one more thing, wherever you are in whatever circumstances, bloom where you were planted, honey. See you in the next one. Bye.